What if you could transform your entire Minecraft world with just one add-on? Well, this is a structure, and Minecraft have added just 3 of their own in the past 4 years, and the claim for this new add-on is it's the first one to allow you to add new structures to your existing worlds. There are meant to be 50 unique structures in this add-on across a variety of biomes and dimensions, and I wanted to see how these actually played, and so that's what we're going to be doing today. So subscribe and let's jump straight into structure 1. The first of the 20 structures is this, an igloo surrounded by spikes with prismarine blocks on top, and otherwise it is just a normal igloo. It's got a guy inside of here, he's not locked up in the basement, that's nice, and it's got 2 beds instead of 1, a library instead of having nothing, and a smoker instead of a furnace. Also, there's a campfire here, and there's not correct ventilation. I'm just saying you would fail most basic tests for home safety, but this guy has carbon monoxide poisoning, which is why he doesn't realize there's a basement, but it's much less useful than a normal basement, instead just having a jack-o'-lantern and a bunch of ice and prismarine. This kind of breaks the progression of the game because it gives you prismarine as well as giving you access to quartz before the nether, but ultimately you might value having these blocks in the early game, and so if so, this structure is cool. Otherwise, no real value. My second structure is a village, except this already exists in Minecraft, so we're not going to count it. It is, however, likely to be a better source of food than the last place I went to, where I got carrots and a single one of these boomerangs, which feels really useful, but actually just hits villagers for you. Beetroot seems like it's a terrible food, but the truth is, you can eat it while you're driving, which is one of the biggest benefits if you know you're going on a long journey. Okay, yeah, this right here is also not a brand new structure. It's cool that I've seen 2 from Minecraft before 2 from the add-on. Okay, you can immediately tell that it's a new add-on version of it. It's built real fancy with trapdoors, everything, and stairs leading into a tree, but what actually is it? Well, apparently it's a villager house. Oh, yeah. So it's like a second igloo, but this time with a broken sword. And a saber cane? Is that like... Oh, what the heck is this? A dart launcher? Heck yeah. I'm mostly just happy to have some real food though, if I'm being honest. Okay, I want to review each of the structures I'm seeing very honestly, and so I'm going to tell you, this one is also kind of a dud. You maybe get access to some new wood types, and you get access to a villager, which is kind of cool, but otherwise it's just a place to sleep, but not even a particularly guarded one, because the world can see you and you can see the world. I guess unless you shut... No, even then, it's not very useful for very much. But I guess it's kind of pretty. Anyway, that means I've now discovered 100% of these snowy structures in the game, which means we've got to go to a different biome for the next set. Not a very good first impression, but there's 18 more, I'm sure they can win me over. I lied, I thought that my third structure would have to be in a different biome, but apparently the sky counts as its own biome. Wow, that is so interesting. How do I possibly get up there with the gear I have right now? I don't think I've got enough planks, but I've got to try. Might need an ender pearl to make the rest of this gap up. So while we work our way towards our third structure, it doesn't feel like it's getting any closer, it's worth asking, how is it that they managed to add custom structures when right now that's not possible? There is an experimental add-on, a toggle that you can turn on, however, marketplace add-ons are not allowed to use these, and so the answer is that technically these are all features. In other words, they're all the equivalent of trees being added to the Minecraft world, just very, very large trees. So you do have to keep in mind that even as I'm saying these are questionable structures, and I'm worried about what my reward for all of this placing will be. Apparently, pillagers, and I should have checked I had enough blocks first. But keep in mind, that's the fair basis on which you could measure this. If you really like the idea of structures, this is the best you can really get in a standalone add-on. Ooh, the snow just moved me forwards. And so yeah, I think what we're going to do now is we're going to say, goodbye, structure. I'm sure you are lovely, but I'll be coming for another one now. Oh, I didn't know you could do that with a boat. Does the boat drown, or does it just stay under the ice? Huh. Interesting. Okay, you do have to concede that outside of the very scary, obvious thing that is dangerous here... Okay, let's just let him in one by one. Okay, I'll put them all in there. Problem solved. So yeah, there is a fun little supply closet here that made me think that this third structure was also going to be kind of lame, but also, wow, there's another one just over there. I've gone thousands of blocks and not seen another structure, but then there's 2 of these next to each other. Interesting. But yeah, there's also this little... Oh, no, there's not. There's just one chest here, which is actually kind of cool. If it's one good chest at the top of this, then is that... Oh, yeah, it is actually something interesting. There's a diamond dagger? What is a diamond dagger? I mean, I guess it's a slightly weaker... It's like an iron sword, basically. Does it attack faster? No, it's just... It's just an iron sword, I guess. Very cool. Let's see if this will... No, that was a bad decision. This was a bad idea. I should not have done it, but I'm glad I'm alive. Structure number 4 is this lovely pirate ship with actual sails. Also, there's an alligator sitting next to it. Should I be concerned? Should I feed the alligator? Do you think he'll be my friend? No, that's not how that seems to be working. Do you think I can get some alligator meat? Oh, rotten flesh. That is very rude to alligators everywhere. I would like a public apology. But yeah, I'm gonna see what there is in the chests of this little structure. What the oh my god. That is... We've gone straight from there is no reason to have most of this to there is every reason ever. It is so OP in a way that I don't even understand why they would do it that way. But I'm happy. So yeah, don't start in the ice biome. You'll regret it. Start right here. Although I also regret not taking a bed with me. It's, I'm not doing that well for food right now, and I could really do have a place to cook it. No! Okay. It was the creeper that got me. Okay, now that I know it's 4,000 blocks to get back to not cold, if I go this way, I'm gonna try and go this way instead. Okie dokie, this is a very weird thing. There is seemingly just a ghost that is... Is he friendly? Okay, he's not friendly. But also, oh, okay. He's not friendly in the slightest, and he drops nothing. But he seems to be the main thing behind this next structure, which I stumbled into. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm saying that as if somehow you would have seen it, but if you haven't seen it, this is the mound, the little castle. It seems to be the most impressive of the structures I've seen so far, and definitely the most deadly. So if I hope, please don't kill me again. I can't go all the way back. Okay, gotta use the bed just to jump up here. Yeah, and then jump into here. I'm just gonna find a little hidey hole, and I'm gonna eat in there, and hopefully no skeletons follow me. Oh, I think that's a skeleton following me. It's 2 skeletons following me. Okay, do you think the blue fish is edible? I don't know what it is. I just know that I have one. Oh, thank God. Raw mutton and cooked cod. Saving the day right now. Honestly, this is my favorite example of a structure that I've seen so far. It is really balanced for where in the game we are. It's got like a stone boomerang, so that's kind of cool. Some cooked pork chops, some like, you know, we could start the potion brewing if we were there, or it's just great food for very, very early game. But also there's a weapon, so there's something to like experiment with. I saw some skeletons here recently. Okay, this is not very good as a weapon. Is my boomerang gone? It looks like it is. Okay, well, at least I'm not dead, I guess. But yeah, this structure is the most interestingly balanced so far, but it seems to be the skeletons that are really killing me. Okay, these overworld structures have been fun, but I've been presented with the perfect opportunity to go and see those in another dimension, and so why wouldn't I do that? Let's go. Actually, let's eat. And let's grab the gold pickaxe and leggings. Those might come in useful. Who knows what we're going to find in the structures there. But based on the pillages we found in the overworld, I would suspect there's going to be a lot of piglin-based ones. Yeah, I just kind of figured with so many nether structures, I would immediately see one. But what's wild is, again, I found the nether fortress. When do you ever find a nether fortress right after coming into the nether? It's incredible for literally anything besides doing this review right now. But love to see it anyway. Do you know, should we just be honest with ourselves and just go into creative? I think that's what we should do. Because this is a world that has an add-on enabled, you can turn on cheats without affecting your achievement status. And so if you literally just wanted to fly and see what things look like, you can turn it on with no downsides. Which is actually a big downside for add-ons as a whole, but different point for a different time. Okay, it's 1,000 blocks from where my portal spawned, but here's our first nether structure. It's actually really cool too. I love the vibe of it. Getting an ender pearl and a blaze powder is a bit on the nose, but I like that too. A new way to get your blaze rods is something that's really fun to add. There's a smithing table, there's a bed. There's no instruction on the bed, but let's just say that you'll get a self-instruction. Oh, and then a blaze spawner. Oh, it's an alternative to the nether fortress. I like that quite a lot, if I'm being 100% honest. Also, I blew up a chest. My bad. But yeah, so I think that, oh, and then there's just another nether fortress here. So I found 2 nether fortresses before or at the same time that I found one other structure, which means these are actually also it comes with a piglin brute, which means these are actually somewhat tricky to find, which is good. I think a part of me wants to say, oh yeah, well, I've downloaded the structure add-on, I expect to see all the structures, but it would actually give you a reason to spend your time exploring thousands of blocks, not just here in the nether, but also, of course, the end as well, and indeed any part of your overworld I actually have really liked the tail end of these structures. The first 3 made me think, oh god, what have I downloaded? Why did I go through this? But at this point, I'm like, oh yeah, this is like a cross between an end city and a woodland mansion in actually a lot of very, very cool ways. It makes you wish you could have a structure like this in base Minecraft, and although that is a separate issue, it is worth mentioning for now, if you want to have that experience, you totally can with the structure add-on. Nice. It's obviously worth mentioning that if you want to use an add-on like this, it's actually kind of a waste if you do it on a brand new world. If you're starting a brand new world anyway, you might as well use a marketplace world, because those have less strict rules applied to them, whereas add-ons have to go to very, very tight specifications because they have to work with every other add-on that will work in your world. For example, if you wanted guns or golems, or let's say you wanted more bosses, we'll come to that later though, but yeah, that means that having an existing world is one of the best use cases for this, and so here is a world that actually Adorable Ho created for the 32 things you should do more in Minecraft video, but this same world, which was created by someone else and downloaded by me long before this structures add-on came out, I can roll into and I can find a new structure, and let me show you how quickly that is. I actually don't know. I guess any chunk that I've already loaded can't have the structures in. Oh wait, that's a new one there though. Literally the first piece of land we found. Oh, and there's one over there too. And there's also one over there. Okay, I have no idea what happened. I had to travel 5,000 blocks to find 4 structures, and here literally... Oh my, this is amazing. This is the proof of how nuts this is. So again, all of this, everything you see that's built that is... so this is a part of the video, you'll recognize from it. Literally this close to something that was used in that video, my little Riptide segment, is brand new terrain. It's existing Minecraft. There was, it already generated in... Oh, weird. But that's incredible that can work. The same with this ocean. The ocean pre-generated, but it can load into those chunks because as long as they weren't changed by the player, it's all fine. They can add new pieces of terrain. And so Minecraft just thinks it's generating a flower as it generates this zombie spawner. And, ooh, this enchantment table. Pretty cool. I'm a little less impressed by this, but I'm willing to have my mind changed. No, it's a 2D boat. Someone is impressed by this. It's got very nice sails with detached trapdoors. Whereas this is another villager house, which comes with a broken sword and some broken hearts for me, that's for sure. But yeah, the fact is that this can generate in your existing worlds. It might be a really fun way to add some spice to it if you've been playing for a while or with some other add-on already. I would say this is actually the biggest sales pitch for it, and I think it's also, especially with other add-ons, is where this could be especially fun because yeah, this does add other stuff. You know, there's boomerangs and broken swords and all that. You know, there's new enemies to fight too. But ultimately, I think that having these new structures would make a great part of what you could basically call your own little add-on pack. And so if that's what you're looking to do, I think this would be great for it. Otherwise though, I think the pluses of this are great. From the 10 structures I've seen so far, they seem to be decently built. They look like something a person might build in a Minecraft world, which for some people is a huge plus. You get this extra beautification of your world, but the downside is I'd say they're not perfectly balanced in the way that they are. They either give you way too strong stuff or, you know, the exact opposite, let's be honest. And I think that means that every structure feels a little bit like it's off-placed, but ultimately I think for most people that isn't what you're concerned about. You just love the idea of seeing something on the horizon, and if that something comes with a ghost to attack and an enchantment table, awesome. If it comes with a villager to look at and to question, how did he even become a cleric? That means there's a brewing stand in here somewhere, right? Where's your brewing stand? I see your enchantment table. They love enchantment tables, but also this is not how you use enchantment tables. You don't sit and whatever, you know, you would use a lectern for that, and you'd be a librarian. But yeah, I would say overall, pretty decent add-on. And so at this point, I want to reference, because this just came out today, and there's something else that is coming out today that a lot of people have been asking me to review. However, I think it's very unfair to review something that my own team made, and therefore that I have such a direct financial interest in. And so I want to be very, very clear that I can tell you about the More Bosses add-on, but I think ultimately you have to kind of decide for yourself. And so I can tell you about the Boss Blitz add-on, and I think that showing it off would be very useful, explaining the methodology, but I can't give a true review here, right? All I can do is show you, and you can make the decision for yourself. Also, yes, I have to buy my own add-ons. It does cost me more money than I get back, because a substantial percentage of that goes to marketplace fees, etc. And then even if the money that comes back, there's, like, it's technically tax. It's a terrible thing to do, but I need to show you what happens when you do. And so let's go into a 2018 backup of the Let's Play world, and let's enable it now. Boss Blitz add-on. Oh, apparently there's an update that makes the world both higher and deeper. Anyway, the reason that this had to be made was that I was playing so many Minecraft add-ons and none of them were balanced in any sense of the word, and so I wanted to see a Minecraft add-on that is actually balanced for a long-term survival with goals for you to actually aim for and rewards which feel like they fit the vanilla style game. And so take the Amethyst Geode Golem for example. You can only spawn these in Amethyst Geodes because they require budding amethyst, which can only ever be found here, but one of the potential rewards you get if you can defeat him, he's a strong golem by the way, but does have his methods to cheese him, like every boss does if you want to believe and you want to look for them. But anyway, if you can kill him, you can get budding amethyst and you can move this around your world. Take the Pillager Leader as another example of a super strong boss that will spawn if you steal his prey during a fight, but offers you more powerful rewards. Even the Shadow is a really fun, and by the way, every time you kill a mob, you do get their head, super fun, and that is extra fun when it comes to the Shadow because he is a mob which will spawn from a haunted bell, and if you happen to break this bell, his spirit will come out with it, and this leads to a very spooky fight because he loves to use the blindness effect. But if you can take him down, he will give you enchanted books of the rare variety that you'd previously in the Villager Trade Rebalance would have had to trade for at the very highest levels. And so if you want to get enchanted books, there's another way to do that if you can have the fight. If you want to get budding amethyst, you can fight for it. There are 10 different fights inside of this add-on, and I'm only showing you a tiny little selection right here because again, this isn't a full review. I don't think I could ever be unbiased when talking about something that I'm excited about as much as this. I mean, I want to tell you all about the really cool flavor text and the lore behind each of the bosses. I want to tell you about all of the different ways that you can find to fight them all and what happens when you fight the first 9 bosses and how that can lead you to the mega boss fight. I want to tell you about all of that stuff, but again, I think in the sense of a non-review, all I can say is it's out right now. I'm very excited, and if you want to support the channel, you can get it right now, and if you've wanted to have an add-on from the team forever, then just know this has been many months in the making, and I'm very excited for everyone in the world to be able to finally get it all at the same time. But for now, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.